Alright, so before the video even starts, the reason why I'm in the start menu is because I had to delete all of my game data and basically restart all of my progress because one of my files were corrupted for the game. I deadass was trying to boot up my game like all yesterday, but my shit like kept crashing as soon as I was getting ready to load in. Quickly and simply put, my game was fucked. I had to delete everything and restart. So this is where I'm at right now. It is what it is though, but looking on the good side, I'm glad this shit happened like only while I was so early on into the playthrough. So thank God for that.
They ain't believe in us. God did.
Why are you looking at me, my nigga? Why?
Everything else from here is getting skipped. I'm not even gonna lie. Enjoy this little montage and basically a brief telling of everything that happened. Cause I'm not doing anything else. I'm not even gonna cap. Yeah, that shit over. This bird got tamed. This bird got tamed. I made a refining forge for metal. I looked for trilobites so I can get chitin to make a bird saddle, pteranodon saddle type shit. Got some metal ingots with those. I made a little smithy so I can make a hatchet and you feel me, a pick so I can get more metal. More metal equals, you know what I'm saying, just better stuff. I couldn't find any trilobites, so I used these turtles as a substitute. I killed like a dozen of these since I could use keratin or chitin to make a pteranodon saddle. After I saw that I had enough keratin, I went and made a saddle. Then I picked up damn near everything that I had. My mortar and pestle, my refiner forge, all that. Then I went and put everything onto my two, you feel me, my two birds, my two pteranodons, my two flyers, you feel me, my two swords. They gonna take me out of here, gang. We out. We out, we made it. We've taken flight and finally left our starter base. Cool. Unfortunately, that was just the easy part. The hardest part will probably be traveling through the redwoods. Now, if you haven't played ARK much or at all, you're probably thinking, yo, how is this hard at all, bro? You have a pterodactyl, you could just fly over everything. How is this hard? Which I completely understand. It should make sense, right? That's cool. But it doesn't. This is a thylacoleo. These are literal hundreds of big ass trees that thylacoleo use to pounce off of onto their prey, which I'm a part of. Not a big deal, right? All I have to do is fly very high to the point where they can't pounce onto me. Well, there's a problem with that. Pretty much everything in this game has stamina, and flyers need enough stamina to be able to fly and stay in the air. This is what happens when your flyer runs out of stamina. Now, thankfully I didn't die here, but you can see how it can get chaotic pretty quickly. So when I have to land my flyer, or I just get way too close to the ground in the redwoods, these are all of the animals I have to be worrying about. This big ass bird could come with his folks and kill me in seconds if their levels are high enough. If I mess up and somehow let a rex get close enough to bite me, I'd be lucky if it doesn't kill me in one bite. And if I don't run away from a microraptor in time, it can knock me off my mount, cause me to be dizzy, and could possibly cause me to be eaten by either three of these creatures at the same time. That was just a rundown for anyone new or just unaware of this stuff in ARK. Now I was talking way too much and too fast, so that's gonna be a lot of editing, and that's gonna be a lot of sorry, I lagged. And that's gonna be my fault, I lagged again. Damn, I gotta go sleep. That's gonna be the last of a lot of So we made it to our base location, but I'm not ready to end this video yet. I am genuinely so tired, bro. I'm gonna finish editing and I'm gonna get some sleep and hopefully get some footage and play tomorrow, God willing. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Made some decent progress, I'm not gonna cap. It's only gonna get better from here on out. So yeah, safety.
The next day.
All of the footage that you're going to be seeing right now is just the stuff that I didn't feel like editing yesterday. So I'm just going to throw these in. Here, I was just making a small base, a little 2x3. I then replaced my smithy, then my mortar and pestle. Then I decided to craft 2 floors so I could place down some refining forges, but I couldn't, so I decided to go farm some stone. After I farmed enough stone, I then placed down 1 foundation and placed down 2 forges. I then saw a pteranodon and went to go check it out. It ended up being near max level, and I knew I had to tame it as soon as I saw it. After making sure it would stay safe, I quickly headed back to my base. Then, as I was farming to make sure not to waste time, I decided to check the requirements for a fabricator. I then realized how long away we are from being even near mid-game. And as time passed, night began to close in. It got cold, so I decided to make a few campfires to stay warm as well as cook food. Everything you saw was pretty much everything that happened. All I did from here was stay low and wait out the night. After checking the PT and seeing it was tamed, I immediately ran to my bum PT to replace it. The stats are all around decent, but it has pretty high melee, though unfortunately I only care about stamina and weight. Knowing that my new tame's melee stat is pretty good, I decided to fly around the mountains and find scorpions to kill, and then harvest for chitin, which you'll find out why I need later. I then went and farmed obsidian with the pick, which made me realize how much I need an ankylo. After taking care of the threats, I realized that I really need a berry gatherer before I even think about taming anything else, so I went out looking for a trike. But long story short, I didn't find any decent level. I ended up settling for less with this 140 iguanodon right next to my base. As it was taming, I decided to leave and go farm some metal as it was lacking at the base. But as it took so incredibly long with the pick, it helped me remember that I still need to tame an ankylo. So after I finished, an ankylo is what I sought after. It was a very low level, but I have to start somewhere, and I could always find a higher level sometime elsewhere. It is what it is, this will do for now. I then left in search of a decent level Argentavis. Then I realized I don't need to be worrying about taming one of those things if I don't have anything to tame them with. So I went straight back to base and farmed some narco berries, which I need for narcotics, which I also need for drinks. I then saw a big ass alpha T-Rex in the distance, so I took care of the threat with my pteranodon and led it away. After I was done with that, I then unlocked the engrams I need to make an Argentavis trap. Thanks to dude right here, I haven't forgotten how to make a trap since. I then went to some mountains right next to my base to try to find an RG. An RG is what I found. Decent. I then sat down the trap. Then I fucked up the trap. Then I fucked up the trap again. But I fixed my mistakes, no biggie. I then looked for the RG, lured it into my trap, then knocked it out. Then I killed one of his folks for some prime meat. After flying around, I then found an anchor that's way higher level than the one that we have at the base, so I killed the nearest dirt right next to it just to ensure that it'd be safe the next time I come back for it. I flew with the RG back to base. I made a saddle. Hopped right on my RG, then I flew straight into the redwoods to farm some metal. I was missing stuff that I need to make forges, so I went to get some hide. And fiber. Laced the forge, then went back for the ankylo that I left earlier. Then I made a small pin to hold the ankylo in. I thought about taming the ankylo, but I had more important stuff to do. After I was done lighting all the forges and campfires, seeing this Megaloceros made me realize that I need more hide and pelt as well. This is because next episode I plan on going somewhere very cold soon. Nothing else really interesting happened here. I just went back to base, unlocked a few engrams, crafted a little bit of spark powder, and that was pretty much it. I'm overly tired right now, I'm ready to go to bed. I've been up all day trying to finish this video because I'm still new to this editing shit, so couldn't find certain files I was looking for after I recorded. Messed up so many clips while I was editing. You know, maybe take like an extra 30 minutes on this. That kind of set me back a lot, but I still made it through. Other than that, gang, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for watching, and that's pretty much all. Stay with you.